All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Okay, guys, look, complete domination, complete blowout, complete blowout. The coach is going to go ahead and break this down, okay? I was definitely, I was really pulling for Viviane Pereira. I was pulling for her to actually have the upset. I was pulling for her. And I actually thought that this fight would have been a close fight if Viviane would have done the coach's keys to victory. And in my breakdown chart, I actually said that, Viviane is a better striker than Tatiana Suarez. This is true, but Viviane she chose to just stand in front of Tatiana Suarez. Like, there was little to no movement out of Viviane Pereira. None. Like, she stood right there, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's this? What's this game plan? And I was thinking, what the hell is she doing? Like, she just stood there. She stood right at, like, there was no movement. I'm talking about zero movement. And it's almost like she was trying to, like, catch Tatiana with some magical shot that never came. And then, Viviane was trying to do a guillotine that wasn't working. And I'm sitting here like, wow. Like, this is not how she fights. And I made my power chart based off of how she fights, her style. And she definitely, man, this was not the style that she came in with. I don't know if the girl got a new coach. I don't know, man, but this is different. This is different, And in the corner, they kind of told her, look, don't stand in front of her like that. And abandon that guillotine. I thought I heard one of her cornermen say, abandon the guillotine. And they was translating it. She didn't. Like, for some magical reason, she kept thinking that she was going to submit Tatiana Suarez with the guillotine. And every time she got close enough, she slapped on the guillotine attempt, And I'm like, man, why would she do that? So she kept doing it. And Tatiana Suarez, she used her stand-up just enough to get those takedowns. And that's what I said Tatiana Suarez had to do. She got to, don't stand for long periods of time with Viviane Pereira. Don't stand, because if you do, you're going to get clipped. So Tatiana fought a smart fight. She stood long enough to keep Viviane Pereira at a distance, to keep her from coming in. I mean, she stood, but then when she froze Viviane Pereira, she took her down. And once Viviane Pereira got to the ground, it was a wrap. Tatiana Suarez completely dominated the fight. And I can say, yeah, my prediction, my power chart, I still thought that it was pretty accurate, because had Viviane fought in the way that I thought that she was going to fight, this fight would have been a lot closer. It would have been a whole lot closer. This version of Viviane Pereira, I don't know, man. I don't like this particular version. This version didn't do anything. It's almost like she was timid. And I felt like she was in over her head, like when she got in there. Like, it's like, okay. And, she was a heavy underdog, which that don't mean nothing in MMA. That means nothing, That don't mean nothing if you're an underdog in MMA. But I was very disappointed in how she executed. She didn't execute. She didn't do anything. But I was really satisfied with Tatiana. I was completely satisfied with how she executed. And, Tatiana, even though she wasn't landing a whole lot of strikes, I was loving the way Tatiana mixed up the strikes. I was liking the way that, she would try to snap a jab in there. Then she would go for a head kick. Then she would go for, a switch kick, She mixed it up. And also she threw a couple of low leg kicks in there too, which, I was like, okay, so Tatiana using her range. Because the last time I saw Tatiana fight, it was almost like she was out of gas. She was flat-footed. This version of Tatiana Suarez, I mean, she was more explosive, And I'm not used to seeing Tatiana Suarez that explosive. I'm used to seeing Viviane Pereira explosive, but God almighty, man. I'm like, what? Are you serious? So this the way you fighting? And it's like she ain't make no adjustments, man, all 3 rounds. Now, I got to give props to Viviane Pereira, because she avoided all those submission attempts, man. And she actually, it looked like from a distance that she was taking a lot of damage, but a lot of those elbows, she was actually making those elbows glance, and she was moving her hands, and she was actually protecting herself. So Viviane Pereira still, as a fighter, she don't take a massive amount of punishment. Like, you really got to stagger and stun this girl before, you actually get her to just, stop throwing punches, or actually, give her the business, give her a lot of damage. You got to do a lot. And she, was close to being stopped. One time I thought the fight was going to be stopped based on, some of the punches. They were sliding off her arms. She was moving. She was glancing them. But then, the ref he was in position to stop the fight, but she bucked. Yeah, I was shocked that she bucked Tatiana Suarez off her, man. She bucked her off. But then Tatiana Suarez is like a panther, man. Like, she jumped right back on top of Viviane Pereira and continued the ground and pound. So, I mean, shout out to Tatiana Suarez. You know, I was going for Viviane Pereira, but I'm satisfied because I like Tatiana Suarez too. So, you know, you guys tell me what you think about this fight. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done. What are you guys waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.